find inspiration comes from everywhere, you know, whether it's the color of a tile or a huge fashion show, you know, in Milan. I think there's always stuff to be inspired by. I love to travel and see things. Thankfully, I'm able to travel a lot with work. But again, the form of my work is to always be inspired and always be finding new things to be inspired by. I'm always looking for things I can shoot or stories I can tell or people that are interesting. One of my main inspirations, I would have to say, is my parents and what they've exposed me to my whole life. You know, I come from a very multicultural background, which was lucky for me because I got to experience a lot of different places and people and things and foods and music growing up. So I feel like I have a lot to pull from it in that sense. I have very supportive and strong parents. But seeing my mother being a woman of color and raising 2 children from a very young age and being a wife and a mother and being so supportive and educating her children, but also following her goals. And she got her doctorate, and as a career woman, you know, seeing that you could have a family and a career and be very successful in both arenas, I think was a very strong inspiration. I wish I could ship them here. Music is a huge inspiration. I grew up, you know, in the MTV world and listening to artists and seeing videos, I think, from a very young age that I was obsessed with. And I think now you can see that in my work. Like, a lot of my stuff is very retro or, you know, colorful, or a callback to some of those earlier videos that I grew up on. I'm just obsessed with food, period. I love it because I think it's a great way to experience cultures, you know? You can't say you've been somewhere or experienced anything if you haven't tasted the food, because people's histories, I think, are in what they cook. I love history, and I love art, and seeing some of those older style films and photographs and things like that have inspired me. So I think it's just fun. I think it's fun to not be limited by our time and era and to jump around and do what we want.